Hey guys, today I'm filming the finale for my Partners in Cream project pan for 2020. This was a huge collab created by Steph, Lyons, and DaLin. I'll have both of their channels linked down below as well as the playlist. And basically we were working on 3 to 5 cream or liquid products at a time. Your goal could be whatever you wanted to finish up, to hit pan, to use things for a certain number of times. Because I have such a large cream product collection, I decided to just stick to a goal of using things a certain number of times. And throughout my updates, I was actually able to declutter quite a few products this year, which was really exciting. And I'm really happy with the way that I chose to do the project. And I am very excited to report that they decided to do this project again next year. It is going to start on January 10th. So we have a month break to decide what we want to do and just like to give us time to play with our collections. So I think I've decided that for next year I want to do it the same way. I want to use things a certain number of times. I might add in a few products here or there that I want to hit pan or use up, but we'll see as the updates go along. At the beginning of 2020, I had posted a video on my cream product collection. I'll have that linked in the cards with my playlist. And I think I'm gonna do one of those for next year as well, because I've gotten a lot of new things. I've also decluttered a ton of stuff over the years, so I thought that might be interesting. So that will be coming soon, but today's video is gonna be the finale. So I'm gonna show you my updates for the things that I was using over the last month, and then I'm going to give you some final numbers for the year, and then I'm going to talk about what I'm going to be using in December. So yes, our finale is today, but I've decided that I want to start working on my items now, and I will update you guys on them in the intro. So hopefully you guys are okay with that. And again, that's mostly because I'm just trying to get use on certain products, and these are in my makeup basket for December. But anyway, we will start with the updates on the products from last month. Honestly, I added in way too many things. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 things. That was way too much. I don't know what I was thinking. It was too much. I did not hit my goal on everything. And I had some achievable goals, but it just didn't happen. And part of that is because I was behind on videos, so I cut down some of the unnecessary ones. And then for some of my cream blushes, I just kept powdering and then remembering to use them, which is not going to work over top of powder, unfortunately. So yeah, next year I want to be better about including less products so that I can achieve my goals more. But we will start with the blushes. I told you that I wanted to use each of them twice, but I would be okay if I use them each once. Even that did not happen. So the first was this Kiko Rebel Bouncy Blush in the shade number 1 Velvety Peach. I love this color. I did wear this just one time. I love this formula though. It's a cream to powder. Definitely keeping this in my collection. Then I had a Glossier Cloud Paint in the shade Dusk, which is the more peachy neutral color. And I did wear this one time, and this was a lot more pigmented than I expected it to be. I thought it would sheer out more, and it did. Once I put my face powder on top, it calmed it down a little bit, but I liked it for the first time trying it. Liquid blushes are just a little bit harder for me to use in general than a cream blush, but I did enjoy it. Then the other 2 cream blushes I did not use at all. So this first one is the Glossier Cloud Paint in Beam, which is more of like a bright peachy shade, which I'll probably use in spring next year. And then the Milk Makeup Lip and Cheek in Work, which is a really pretty color, almost more on like the corally side. So I'm probably gonna use this one in summer next year, but I just didn't get around to using them. And it's okay, I'm not beating myself up about it. Then I had 2 cream shadow pots. I had the Lorac Luxe Diamond Cream Shadow in Silk, which is a beautiful copper. And I had the Maybelline Color Tattoo and Bad to the Bronze, which is a very pretty taupey bronze color. My goal was to use each of these twice. I did use them 2 times each, which is super exciting. I'm happy that I met my goal on that. And I'm actually going to declutter both of them. I'm honestly just over cream shadow pots. I much prefer using cream shadow sticks, and I have so many shades from Laura Mercier and a few other brands, and I just think it's so much more convenient. Sorry if the lighting changed. I went to go grab a brush really quick to show you. But for the Maybelline ones, they're easy enough to use with any sort of a synthetic brush or your finger. They don't crease, they stay all day on me. I really like these. I've actually used up a bad to the bronze before and repurchased it, which was a mistake. But I just don't like cream shadow pots, but this is a nice formula. I know that they have at least repackaged. They've come out with different shades. I don't know if the formula is different or not. I haven't tried any of the new ones and I won't be buying them, but that one's just gonna go. But for the Lorac shadow, I got rid of a gold shade a couple months ago, I believe. And I told you I just didn't like these because they were very sheer. It's a really like cool, bouncy texture. But because most of the time my nails are very long, I'm not really able to get it in this container without jacking up the product, getting some under my nails. And I have several like synthetic-y brushes that I tend to use with like cream shadows. But this brush here is something I just use with shadow. I tried it with this and it worked really well. I don't know what it was about it, but it applied it very well. It gave it more pigment. I didn't have to go back in so many times, so I was impressed by that. So that would be the Morphe M421 brush. I don't know why this is so special, but again, I have like 3 brushes that I use with cream shadows and this one worked better than any of the others. So that made me tempted to keep both of these, but I was like, no, you don't need them. They were free gifts anyway, and you have this shade in a cream shadow stick. So those are both gonna go, but if you are looking for a brush for the Lorac shadows or a good cream shadow brush or a shadow brush in general, this specific one from Morphe works very well with that. Next, I had 2 ColourPop Super Shock shadows. I wanted to use these one time each, and I did hit my goal on both of them, which is great. It's just one time, but there have been plenty of months that I did not hit that goal. So the first one is Donna, which is a gorgeous peacock blue. This really has been one of my favorites for a while. It's a pearlized finish, but I did finally decide to declutter this one. And it is dried out, but most of my Super Shocks are, and I'm still able to make them work and to pan them. But for some reason, the blue shades I've had from ColourPop that dry out, the formula gets totally different. I find it harder to pick up on a sponge tip applicator. Instead of like just some like larger chunks coming off, which happens with the more neutral shades, with the blues, it's like little bits of powder. I can't describe the texture. It's very odd, but it wasn't the easiest to work with because of that. And as much as I love ColourPop Super Shocks, I don't reach for them a whole ton. I'm growing out of them and I've got more palettes, so I don't want to declutter all of them. I'm hoping to use them up, but I don't think I'm going to be buying them very often anymore, which is sad. But yeah, this one's going to go. I loved it a lot, but it's going to go. And again, with that weird texture, I'm just going to have to throw it away instead of decluttering it to a friend. The other one I used is DGAF. I love this shade. It is so cool and unique. It gives me those more like grungy vibes, but it's not that deep. It doesn't have a dark base, so I find it to be flattering. And I was able to hit pan on this one, which was super exciting. And it's also not right in the center where it's a little bit more raised. It's over on the side. So that makes me feel like it's true pan. And also it's true pan because it's not moussey anymore. So the product is not moving around easily, but I really, really love that shade. And I think that one is still available, which is great. So I'm happy I hit my goals on them. So keeping one, decluttering one. Next, I had a liquid shadow from Stila. This is one of their Shimmer and Glows. This is in the shade La Douce, which is a gorgeous golden olive color. I wore it in my intro video. I did really like it. It was very beautiful. It was opaque. I think it looked really pretty. It applied nicely. But again, this is something where I just need to look up more tutorials about people using liquid shadows and like how to blend your eyeshadow better when you're using something liquid and powder. So I just need to play around with it more, but I really enjoy this formula. I think the color is very beautiful. I will definitely be hanging on to this one, and I did meet my goal, which was to use it once. Then I had 2 pencil liners. I wanted to use these 3 times each. I actually used each of them 4 times, which is great. Super happy to have exceeded my goal. So the first one is a Dose of Colors eyeliner in the shade Teddy, which is like a pinky brown color. This could be a really beautiful lip liner. It's like a darker version of my nail polish, which is funny. I Really like the formula of this. It would not be great for the lower lash line. It's very similar to ColourPop where it is a really dry formula, but it's so good in the waterline or on the lower lash line. I really enjoyed reaching for this. It is a super unique shade. I don't know that I would buy any more from this formula, not because it's bad, but because the other shades aren't that special. They do have a really nice bright red in this range called Flame, I believe. I did try that out one time, but I already have similar shades from ColourPop, but a good formula, really unique shade. Very happy to have that one in my collection. And the other one was something new to me. This is the Milk Cosmetics All Day Everyday Matte Eyeliner in the shade Baked, which is a mustard color. Really liked this. This also was very creamy. I was a little bit worried this would be too similar to the Urban Decay 24/7 liners where they run on me. It didn't run. It stayed in place pretty well. The dose of color stays a little bit longer, but also with this shade, it's a lighter shade, so I'm not going to notice that it's, you know, running on me. So it may have like disappeared from my waterline throughout the day, but it didn't like get down my face, which is what matters to me. I would rather it disappear than look a hot mess like what happens to me when I wear the Urban Decay liners. But very unique shade, a really good formula. Again, I wouldn't go out of my way to buy any more shades from the range. I bought this one because it was very unique and very happy with the formula. So those are my updates on everything I tried. So out of all of those products, I'm only decluttering 3, my 2 cream shadow pots and ColourPop Donna. The rest of the things I will be keeping. And then I have 2 random cream products that I'm going to be throwing away because they went bad and I wanted to update you. So the first one is the Stila Glitter and Glow in Sea Siren, which is the most beautiful shade ever. I love this one for spring, but it has completely dried out. It looks like I used up more than half of this, but I'm not even going to take the credit for it. I did use it several times, but I know that you get a lot of use out of these and it's dried out. I mean, it is like you can see the chunk in the bottom, but that it's dry. So I tried to revive it, but it is too dry, so it's got to go. Then I have this Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops in the Sunkissed shade. This is the lighter of their 2 bronzer shade. These were discontinued a long time ago. I bought this used off of the BoxyCharm Facebook group and it is too old. It smells bad. The texture is too thick, a little chunky. They have since re-released and repackaged these, which is exciting. I'm not going to buy them though because I have like 3 liquid bronzers and 2 cream bronzers in my collection if I'm remembering correctly. It's also possible I have 2 liquids and 2 creams, but regardless, I have plenty of other options, so I'm not going to repurchase this. I did like the color of it and it does have a little tiny bit of shimmer in there. It did not look like shimmer in the skin. It just made it look more natural, a little bit more glowy. Was a good product, but it was already old when it came to me and I've had it for a little while now. So both of those things are going to need to go. So now I want to update you with my numbers and all the products that I worked on this year. And I can tell you my numbers are definitely off a little bit because again, I posted my intro in January, but I had started working on some things in December and I told you what I kept in Clutter, but I didn't give you goals for those items. So that's part of why they're off. And I know that I just like miscalculated because I was trying to mark which things I kept, which things I hit my goal on, which things I decluttered, and then also how many products were cheeks and eyes and liners and stuff like that, because we did like a little exit survey for the project and we had to break that down a bit. So I know my numbers are off slightly, but I worked on a ton of things. And again, it was just usage, but I worked on approximately 92 products this year. So the fact that I have 92 cream products and that does not include lip products or foundations, that's insane. It's literally 92 cream, cheek, and eye products, which is nuts. I cannot believe that. And I know I didn't even put everything in that project, so that's insane. So I was able to hit my usage goal on 57 out of 92 products, which is not great for me, but I'm also fine with it. There were a couple times where I did exceed my goal with some products, so I'm fine. There were 31 products that I did not hit my goal on. And again, obviously, if you add up 57 and 31, it does not equal 92. And that's because I'm off in the math. I wasn't going to rewatch all of those updates. And there were 5 products, I think, in the first update that I didn't have goals on. So that's a little bit of where those numbers are off. I did hit pan unintentionally on 3 products in this project. That would be 3 ColourPop Super Shock Shadows in Muse, Snakebite, and DGAF. I am keeping all 3 of those. Those are all 3 shades that I really, really enjoy. Out of the 92 products, I kept 50 and I decluttered 42, which is something that I'm like, yay, impressive, but also like, I think a lot of us have mixed feelings about decluttering. Again, there were some things I had to throw out, but luckily I have a lot of people in my life to give stuff to. So I loved doing the updates every month and being like, I'm keeping this many, but I'm decluttering this many. That made me feel good. And then in case you're curious, this is also a rough estimation because I definitely could have miscounted in some of these. I tested 7 bronzing products, 1 highlighter, 17 blushes, 52 shadows. So this includes cream shadows, liquid shadows, ColourPop Super Shocks, and 15 eyeliners. So I might try to keep better track of this next year, but no promises. I might have to add it up like I did this year, but I'm really happy with how many things I worked on, how much I was able to get rid of, and I'm excited to film my cream product collection video to see where we'll be starting off, to see what I'll be working on next year. But I'm very happy with the way that I did this project. It was different for me. This is the first time I've ever done a project where it's solely based on uses and not trying to hit pan or use something up. So it was different for me, but good, especially in this year where I worked from home since March. So I'm happy with what I was able to accomplish. So now I want to show you the 6 items I'm going to be working on for December, and I will let you know if I hit my goal or not in my January intro. So we've got 3 shadows and 3 liners. So for the shadows, they are all from ColourPop, and I want to use these 1 time each. I know not a huge goal, but like I said, I'm always trying to use different products in videos to get use out of everything, and it's hard when you have a large collection. So I'm fine with my goal of 1 each. And a lot of these things I did use in 2020 as well. So the first one is Muse, which is one of the shades I hit pan on this year. This is a beautiful pearlized Super Shock shadow. It's a really pretty metallic, like rosy copper color. I really love that one. I mean, so I'm gonna be keeping that for sure. I'm just excited to get some more use out of it. Then I have Prickly Pear, which is a metallic finish. This is a really pretty golden purpley color, or like a purpley gold, a little bit of brown in there. It's a really unique shade, and I'm excited to create some looks with it. I would love to know from you guys what colors I should pair with it. Definitely want to use a little bit of purple so that maybe I can get that to show up a little bit more in the eye look, or really help to pull the purple out of the lid shade. And then the other one is one I don't know if I want to keep or not. This is Koosh. It's an ultra metallic finish. This is like a taupey silver color. To me, it ends up looking more silver than taupe, but it depends what I pair it with. So again, I just need to pair it with different things because I don't want it to look so silver. It's an insanely metallic eyeshadow though. It's so pretty. And I just kind of want to make a decision on this one once and for all if I want to keep it or not. Then I do have 3 eyeliners. The first would be the ones I'm wearing today. I have 1 on each eye, and I want to see if I need to keep them both. The colors are slightly different, but I don't know that I need them. So the first one is the ColourPop Creme Gel Liner in the shade Charmer. And ColourPop does have some like similar shades on their website. Oh, a chunk just broke off, which happens with the ColourPop ones. So this is a little bit more on the purpley side. And then we've got the Urban Decay 24/7 liner in Alkaline, which is lighter and a little bit more red, as you can see. So I've got them both on today. ColourPop here, Urban Decay here. So similar. My goal is going to be to use each of these 3 times and then decide if I want to keep them both or not. Then I have a black eyeliner that I want to test. I have 3 black liners in my collection right now, and I hardly wear blacks. I want to put one in each update for winter to decide if I need all 3 of them. So this first one that I'm going to be using for this month is the IT Cosmetics No Tug Waterproof Anti-Aging Gel Liner in the black shade. I have very watery eyes, very oily under eyes, so I want to see if this can really stay in place for me. And this is what it looks like swatched out. It is relatively dark, and it's funny it says no tug. I don't think it will tug so much on my wet waterline, but it is tugging on my hand a bit. So my goal is to use this one 3 times as well. So we will see if I'm able to hit all of my goals by my intro next month. I really hope that I am able to do so, and I got a lot of great feedback from you guys this year that you liked the way that I did this project. So I do believe that's what I'm going to do next year. And again, like I said, I'm going to probably incorporate a couple things that I might want to use, either like keep them in the project till I use them 20 times, or try to finish them completely, or hit pan. We'll see what happens, but I really enjoyed this project, and I would totally encourage you guys to jump in. And you don't have to do just eye products and cheek products. You can include lippies and foundations, concealers, just anything that is not powder. And it's been really helpful for me, helped me declutter, and it's just been fun, and I love doing group projects. So I would love to hear if you guys are going to join in next year as well. You can do it on YouTube or Instagram. And I want to thank you all so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.